What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. We now have a hurricane warning out for the entire island of Puerto Rico right here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. We now have a hurricane warning for all of Puerto Rico, as Fiona is now expected to strengthen into a hurricane and make landfall in southwestern Puerto Rico. We'll go over all the details with you very quickly. Let's go ahead and start with public advisory. Hurricane warning issued for Puerto Rico. Heavy winds likely to produce flooding and mudslides across portions of Puerto Rico right here. We still have 60-mile-per-hour winds right now in the system, but those are expected to strengthen as time continues to progress. Tropical storm force winds still extend out 125 miles from the center. It's less than 140 miles from the center, but either this system is weakening, which is obviously not happening if we take a look at the satellite imagery. Quite the contrary is going on right here. It looks like it's starting to tighten its circulation a little bit. So that's likely what's going on when it comes to that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Pressure's 1,004 millibars, so it has been kind of fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down for a few days. We'll have to continue to keep an eye on it. The global sea temperatures, the reason it's expected to strengthen into a hurricane, it's pretty much moving through open season if you look at the open warm waters alone. Because we're looking at 28 to 30 degrees Celsius waters that's moving through right there. So, yeah, this thing's going to be strengthening, especially through these warm waters. The wind shear, if we take a look at this, it's starting to play a little less of a factor now. Now the vast majority of it's passed to the east. So that's also likely what's enhancing the strengthening right there. But yeah, something to pay attention to right there, ladies and gentlemen, as this continues to strengthen, as this continues to move closer to Puerto Rico. Even if this thing doesn't make landfall as a hurricane, guys, there's still going to be a lot of heavy rain. If we take a look at this, we're looking at for Puerto Rico right here, 12 to 16 inches with a local maximum of 20 inches possible of rain. That is going to cause flooding no matter where you are if you are getting that much. So, yeah, that's basically what we're looking at right there. Puerto Rico is also expecting 1 to 3 feet of storm surge at this time. That may increase as the winds continue to strengthen. So let's go ahead and take a look at track models and the intensity. The track models have shifted more towards the east recently, towards Puerto Rico, towards Hispaniola. And then after making a close brush through the Turks and Caicos, it is expected to move out to sea and impact Bermuda in some way. The intensity models, well, all I can say is that they are vastly different. We have pretty much all the models now having it at hurricane strength, with the majority of them happening in the next 24 hours, folks. And then we have it reaching Category 2 strength, potentially in the next 3 days. And then we have a lot of major hurricane models right there, basically in the next 5 days right there. If we take a look at the cone right there, it is expected officially by the NHT to strengthen to Category 2 strength as it is in the open water and as it is approaching Bermuda. So something to keep an eye on right there. And we have a couple of Category 4 models, including the HMON CTCI right there. The HWRF's down to Category 3, so that's something to continue to take a look at. Let's go ahead and run some models for you. We're going to go ahead and run the H1, the GFS, and HWRF for you guys. The HMON, basically, you see this thing developing, organizing. This thing strengthens into a hurricane. It actually moves south of Puerto Rico, makes landfall in the Dominican Republic, and then moves off from there. And then it makes landfall in the Turks and Caicos, and then it moves out to sea, potentially making a close pass to Bermuda in the next few days. But that's gonna take a little bit of time. So, yeah, 942 millibar hurricane, potentially Category 4 strength right there, according to the HMON. The GFS has been pretty interesting right there. The GFS, this goes out 10 days, so this will be a longer range model. The GFS has this actually making landfall at 979 millibars in southeastern Puerto Rico, kind of where Hurricane Maria made landfall back in 2017, but it's not going to be nearly as devastating as that. I want to keep you guys to keep that in mind. Maria was a Category 4 hurricane that's hurricane force wind field extended throughout the entire island. This is not the case, and I want to make that very clear real quickly. So yeah, this thing makes landfall in eastern Puerto Rico right here, and then it moves out to sea. It strengthens into a 945 millibar Category 4 hurricane right there, and then it kind of starts stagnating and basically moving off, basically off the coast of Newfoundland, right there, a few hundred miles away from that, and then kind of just does its own thing like that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the H-Wharf, because the H-Wharf has been leading the charge when it comes to this. It's been leading with the models and everything like that, but that's not the case anymore. It only has it down to Category 3 stats. The H-Mod has it as Category 4. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. The H-Wharf, we're taking a look right there. It's developing, strengthening into a hurricane, making landfall kind of in central Puerto Rico as a 969 millibar Category 2, maybe even Category 3 hurricane right there, moving through the island, kind of weakening it a little bit, but it does bring those hurricane force winds to more of the island nevertheless. And then it moves through, makes a close brush by Hispaniola, and then it moves out more towards the east as a potentially a 948 millibar hurricane. Then it kind of re-strengthens right there, down to 939 millibars. That's they're having this potentially as a mid to high range Category 4 if you take a look at pressure alone. But if we take a look at the wind speed, these are at 850 millibars right there. Not all that wind's going to be coming down to the surface right there. So yeah, the latest 12Z run that was initiated at 7 a.m. this morning has this as a Cat 3. So it'll be interesting to take a look at that. But yeah, this is something we cannot take for granted, especially considering that Puerto Rico is now under a hurricane warning. This is expected to strengthen into at least a Category 1 hurricane. And I want everyone to pay attention to this. If you are in Puerto Rico, if you are in the Dominican Republic, if you are in the Turks and Caicos Islands, take this very seriously. And if you could, please share this video. I want as many people to get informed as possible with this stuff. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. One last thing I want to say is that I did have my Hurricane Hugo documentary expected to come out today at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We're going to have to postpone it considering the situation we have with Fiona right now. I'll give you a date by tomorrow, but right now, just know it's being postponed. So with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.